someone who knows about media gaslighting, is our next guest, Dave Yost, Attorney General of the great state of Ohio. The state all eyes are on, a lot of misinformation and disinformation around your state. General Yost, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
I play just a handful of sound bites that were just a mere sampling of the kinds of lies that we saw happen on that stage. And frankly, I was surprised that Trump even held his calm during that entire debate. I was watching that thinking, like, there are specific moments that we can point to that completely contradict Kamala Harris, and she's on record. And they are pretending like those moments do not exist in history. How do we combat this?
Well, I actually think there ought to be a second presidential debate, Harris versus Harris. And I think we would get to the bottom of some of this. Look, when she says that my values haven't changed, that begs the question, what has changed? Because we want our leaders to speak from their heart, from the place of their values and their character. So if that remains the same and she's saying something different now, what's changed? Well, our audience has changed. What she thinks we want to hear has changed. And I think that comment, unchallenged as it was, it really tells the tale and it demonstrates her lack of fitness for public office.
Well, I was speaking to a fellow attorney general recently on this program, and he was highlighting how well the attorneys general across the country, especially the Republicans, have done in combating some of the lies that have been pushed forward by the Biden administration from a legal standpoint. You guys have been pushing back a lot, and I know the state of Ohio is very hot on the topic of presidential elections this year. Not to mention some interesting storylines that are coming out of Springfield. But before we get to that, I wanted to ask more broadly, how does Ohio view Kamala Harris and what her policies mean for the state? I know you guys are, you're considered a Rust Belt state. There's a lot of working class Americans who live and breathe, working class issues in Ohio. And Trump was very good for that when he was president. The Biden administration, not so much.
Yeah, you've summed it up right there. The Trump economy was fabulous. We saw reshoring of manufacturing jobs. Things were booming. And not so much now under the Biden administration. Growth has been slowing. Inflation has been increasing. And when you ask me what would her policies mean for Ohio, I have to have a caveat here because I don't know what her policies are. She's spent a lot of time telling us what she now says she doesn't believe without explaining why she doesn't believe it. But taking her at her word in 2019 and 20, since her values haven't changed, Ohio's an energy producing state. The mandated rush from the government to go to electric vehicles is going to kill our auto industry. It's going to kill our energy industry. The overregulation of the Biden-Harris administration has been a disaster for not just Ohio, but most of America. I and my colleague attorneys general have been fighting back against rule and government by diktat out of the White House. We need to get Congress back in the game of actually legislating. We need to get the White House back into the business of simply enforcing the law as it's written.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.